Okay, folks, let's hold it down. We don't want him to hear anything from outside. Quiet, please. Come on up here. You're going to be in this first chair right over here, Tom. Should have worn my sunglasses. Great shirt you got on there. Don't try not to sit on the mic. We don't want to hear that.
I guess we don't need these agendas, Tom.
Nope.
Sorry, we can get rid of the COVID stuff.
I have to admit, I don't know how you pulled this off because I did not expect this. So,
Well, you know that week that you were at the beach?
yes,
A lot happened then.
that's great. You know, now I know why Hank was just sitting there casually talking to me today. So I didn't realize that he was going to be part of this. This was pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, well, thank you all. This is neat. This is probably the biggest crowd we've ever had in here. At
It
least
for
since
sure
COVID,
is, Tom.
right? At least since COVID.
Yes,
Well, you
absolutely.
know how it is, Tom, when people, you give them what they want, they show up. And we're here, and I know you're excited about it, we're here to congratulate you on your retirement.
Yeah, wait a
Liz,
minute. I've started working on a retirement speech, but it was not supposed to be for another 7 or 8 years yet. So,
Well,
Now, Wiz, I thought I told you it was 20th anniversary.
25th anniversary?
No, 20th.
20th anniversary?
I thought I told you that,
I'm
not
no-
retirement.
I'm no better in numbers than he is, so I don't know how that's going to work. Well, but I thought, you know, the mandatory retirement age for Brightspire is 65, and you're, 61, 62.
well, not quite there yet, but I did turn 60 this year. So, yeah.
Well, you look at least that.
You know what? I feel like twice that age.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. Well, everybody here thought that you were going to be here to celebrate your retirement, so we got all of these people here under false pretenses, unfortunately. So, anybody wants to
So-
leave, now's the time to get out.
So, what is your role today? Are you Brick Mason today, or what
Oh,
is?
I'm you. But I hope the
Well,
jokes
good.
are a little bit better.
Well, you know, they can always be better.
Well,
So.
yes, they could be. They couldn't be any worse, that's for sure. Well, we wanted to be
Is this
sure
why
that-
you had to leave the luncheon early?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. That and to miss your speech. Other than that, that was fine.
This is
Okay,
awesome.
we do have a number of people here who want to say a few things.
Uh-oh.
And we've
Yes.
vetted most of them, and most of them I think will be okay. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out.
Oh, I
But
can't wait.
I thought it would be important for you to know a little bit about Tom that you might not know.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. He was born born in Maryland,
I was.
in Roostertown, I think, right?
Reisterstown, yeah.
Roosterstown, Reisterstown?
Not Roosterstown, Reisterstown. Yeah.
Does it make any difference? We don't
I know,
care.
nobody cares anyway.
We
That's
don't
all right.
care.
Go
We
ahead.
don't
Move
care.
on. Move on.
Anyway, that's where you went to high school. You went to high school there?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
And
after-
elementary school and middle school there
Well,
too.
let's not go back that far.
Okay, all right.
And I think roughly 6 years, you were able to get through high school in 6 years?
It was 7, but
Seven?
that's
Yeah,
close.
okay. Well, once again, you don't know anything about numbers, so that's, it's kind of to be expected. We were able to contact your high school counselor.
Which one?
Well, it wasn't the disciplinary counselor.
Oh, okay.
This was
Yes.
the one when you went to her and said something about you thought you might want to go to college.
Yes.
And that was Miss Elsie Crumpacker. Do you remember Miss Crumpacker?
I do. She was amazing.
Yeah, she
Yes.
was amazing.
Yes.
She thought you were amazing too, just to come in and ask her if you could go to college. But anyway,
She did have a surprised look on her face. You're right
She
about
did.
that. Yes,
she
yes,
did.
yes.
And she tried to explain to you why, given your academic record, that might not be the best career path for you to go to college.
Actually, that was my father. That wasn't her.
Yeah, could very well have been. She tried to explain to you that you were in the bottom 20% of the graduating class. And of course, since numbers were involved, once again, you didn't understand what
No.
she was saying.
I actually thought that was good, to be
Yes,
honest
you
with
did.
you. I
Yes,
yeah.
you did. And she did tell you that actually there were 80% of the people who were better than you.
Yeah, she did make that point very clear.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought she did.
Yeah, she did.
But that didn't seem to deter you at all. You still insisted with her that, that you should probably be going to college.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. In another way, trying to dissuade you, said you're going to have to take the SAT test.
Oh, boy. I'm good at that.
Yeah. Well, you said that would be no problem because you knew that SAT spells SAT.
Yes.
Yes. And that you knew that SAT was the past tense of sit. So, as far as you were concerned, you thought you were in.
I thought I had nailed that
Yeah,
one, to be honest
yeah.
with you. Yeah.
Well, eventually he did go to the University of Maryland, right? Maryland, Baltimore?
No, that's not really correct.
Why
but
is not?
No, because I actually went to Towson University first.
First. And how long did you last there?
Well, I was 2.5 years.
Really?
Yeah, and then I had to switch. They kicked me out, so I had to go to another school at that point. So
So you didn't go to the University of Maryland?
I went to the
Baltimore?
University of Baltimore.
University of Baltimore.
It's a business school.
Well, I'll tell you, business school?
I know, right? And a law school, by the way, but
Oh,
I didn't make it that far.
I'm not surprised at all. Well, I had a good joke. Let's pretend
Yes.
that you went to the University of Maryland in Baltimore.
I thought about doing that anyway, so yeah, that's good.
They
Okay.
probably wouldn't let you in there either.
No, they wouldn't let
I
me
didn't
in,
think
no,
so
yeah,
either. Anyway, UMB as it's called. You've got a son over at
UNCG.
UNCG, right?
Yeah,
So
yes.
UMB, University of Maryland, Baltimore.
Yeah.
And you did finish there. Play along with me.
I'm playing. Go
Playing
ahead.
along.
Yeah, I've been trying the whole
Did
time
go-
here.
Did go there, and eventually he even went back and got a doctorate. there.
Yes.
Yes, you
Yes.
did. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
So you kept going around telling people that you got your DUMB. And that didn't surprise anybody. And not until your darling wife,
Wait a minute. What does that spell?
exactly. Your darling wife finally had to tell you that everybody knew you were dumb. You didn't have to keep saying that.
That's true.
That's
yes.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought for a second there was my middle name, but I realized later that was not my middle name.
Should have been, though.
Yeah,
shouldn't
it could have been.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could have been.
Should have
Yeah,
been, could
yeah,
have been.
yeah.
As I said, we do have some folks who want to say a few words. Our first guest is Bill Pleasance. Now, Bill was the president and the CEO of Presbyterian Homes along with Tim when you were hired. And I believe he's got a few comments about how that whole thing went.
Well, Tim said when he called me that anything goes.
You want me to?
Tim said we were going to roast Tom. I said, we'll need a hell of a big fire. This is just kindling to start the fire. Scooter has a pickup load of wood out back to really get it started. Tom and I probably knew each other before we really knew about Presbyterian Homes and Tom, because for some reason or another, we connected maybe about a year and a half before Tim officially talked to you about a job. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Anyway, it didn't work out time-wise, but we had a good conversation. It was, well, as good as it could be, but anyway, we had a good conversation.
He felt sorry for me. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. And then things progressed and so forth, and Tim and I met Tom down in Concord to eat lunch and to talk about the possibilities of a job. Well, Tim and I ordered what you would think a normal meal: lunch, salad, Diet Coke, and so forth, steak, potatoes, salad. And as we're getting ready to go, Tom said, "What about dessert?"
Well, Bill, I thought that was my last meal, so you know.
Yeah. Well, let's move on pretty quick. We had the opportunity for Tom to stay at our house, Claire Joe and I. And the biggest mistake we made, I heard Claire Joe say, "Make yourself at home." Well, I think, Tom, you were there several nights.
Oh, no, I was there like a month or two, I think.
That's right, because, and I brought Claire Joe with me because I stretch things sometimes, but she will keep me straight. We have leftovers. And about the third night, I said to Red, I said, I thought, what about the chicken casserole? She said, "You didn't eat that for lunch yesterday?" I said, "No." Well, it went on by our head. And about 2 nights later, I said, "What about, let's have the key lime pie?" She said, "You didn't eat the key lime pie?" I said, "No." Well, folks, true story, we put a padlock on the refrigerator.
I knew the key lime pie was going too far, Bill, and I didn't find that out till later.
Okay, put a padlock on the refrigerator. You see this? This is not a mouse trap. This is not a rat trap. This is a Tom trap. Red has a pantry, and in that pantry, you know, you can goods and all that sort of stuff, and all the stuff you're not supposed to have, potato chips and so forth. And again, after the padlock on the refrigerator, Tom sort of shifted down in the kitchen, and folks, this is true. This is true. And things started sort of disappearing. And Claire Joe said, "You know, do you think Tom's doing that?" I said, "Well, I hate to confront him." She said, "Well, let's do something about it." So anyway, we put the Tom trap, and it didn't do any good. He went.
I took the cheese off it every time without it snapping.
What's that?
I said I took the cheese off it every time. It didn't snap.
Yeah. I got, Lisa and Tim told me I was very limited, so I've got some definite things I want to say. They're none good, Tom. I don't know whether you know it or not, but maybe some of you take Forbes magazine. You have the top 30 or 100 richest people in the United States. Well, did you know we have one of those people living in Colfax, not here at River Landing, but right here in the community of Colfax. She did not make her fortune in digital stuff or high-tech stuff. She made her fortune as a seamstress. For 20 years, she has been letting out and taking in Tom's pants.
That's probably a true story.
That is, so help me, a true story. She made her fortune. check the, I think it was 2 or 3 issues ago. Check it. Lady from Colfax, okay?
You weren't supposed to tell that story, Bill.
Well, I think that's all I have. There's a couple more
Thank
things.
God.
There's a couple more things I could say, but I see I'm getting this from Lisa over there. But, Wiz and Lisa asked me to say something good about Tom, and I said, well, how long do I have to think about it? And then they said, well, I said, well, there's only one thing I can think something good about Tom, and this is the truth, folks. Sheila. Sheila.
Well, I can't
You
combat
can't,
that
you
one.
can't refute
I can't
that
refute
one.
that one,
You
no.
can't refute that one. And then, of course, with Sheila, Jay, Kristen, and Dakota. That's right. Right. So if you look at Tom, there's not much good there. But behind the man, there's a lot of good, especially Sheila. You're lucky.
Good, Bill. Thank you, Bill. That was great. I do have a question for you, though, Bill, if I may.
Sure.
You and Tim were actually the two that hired Tom.
Oh.
What were you guys smoking?
To tell you the truth, Wiz, we were desperate.
Lord, you must have been.
We were desperate. And we can talk about that later, but that's true. That's a true story. We were desperate.
Okay. And you mentioned something about him eating the food and so forth, but the missing silverware, did that ever show up?
Yes,
Well-
it's at my house right now. That's,
When we left Applebee's that day, he did have some clink and clank in his pocket. That was Tom. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
am I allowed to tell a story real quick or not?
Real quick.
All right. So the first day I was hired, first of all, I was late getting here because I was coming from Charlotte and I got lost. But I was staying at Bill and Claire Joe, and they were awesome to me. I mean, it just, it's a little nerve-wracking coming from another city and starting a new job. And I had a 6-month-old and a 3-year-old at home and trying to go back and forth and do all that. But it was really the first night, Bill and Claire Joe got me in the car, and because I had actually already come up with Sheila and we had bought a house. And so Bill goes, I want to see this house. I want to see your house. Let's go see it. So we drive up, and if you all know where, if you go out here and you go down Johnson, you get down to where Ski Club is, that really beautiful house that's right on the left-hand side there? Yeah. So we go by there, and I said, Bill, there it is. There's the house I bought. And Bill goes, I know how much you make.
Okay, our next guests are. You don't have any more stories, do you?
No, not at the moment. Go ahead.
That's good. Our next guests are Angela Butler, who is the chair of the River Landing Board of Trustees, and she's also on the Board of Governors and the Brightspire Foundation Board. Sooner or later, we're going to find something for Angela to do. And also with her are Steve Royal on the board and Alec Wren, who happens to be a resident here now, too.
You turkey. You owe me. You owe me.
I do. I had to avoid you all afternoon.
Yeah, I know all three of you have probably had some issues in working with Tom on the various boards and so forth. We got enough trouble with him just working with him as a resident, so I'm sure you must have some issues that you have had with him too. Anything come to mind that you would like to share about Tom?
How much
that we
time
can
do
talk
I
about in mixed company?
So, Tom, this is 20 years.
Yes, sir.
And when you finally showed up for your job here, were any of the buildings under construction?
So, yes, so, you know, we were still just about complete with the main building here and the cottages. They were still coming along, but we were almost done with those. And then the healthcare center was, help me Bill, was about 4 months behind that before we opened that up. So, yeah, so we still have some construction going on then.
And you knew how much acreage we had? Do you know now today?
How much what did you say? I'm sorry. What?
How much land?
Oh, how much land?
You knew
It's
that.
changed several times, but yes.
So there's been a rumor that you have a little bit of an aversion to new construction. So what did you think we were going to do with 130 acres of land?
Well, see, I thought we were full at that point and we wouldn't have to build anymore, but we just kept buying more land. So that was it.
There's also a rumor
Yes.
that when there are too many empty beds in health care, that you talk about putting in a zip line just so we can have good occupancy in the healthcare area.
You forgot one part of that. I wanted to have a bar at one end so that they could actually.
That's how you get them on the zip line.
That's my list.
Well, now, wait a minute. He did not bring this before the board, so I think he knew that the board would shut it down pretty quickly with the attorneys and all the liability concerns that would bring. You need to keep better secrets if you want the residents to have any fun around here, Tom.
You're right about that.
Yeah, Tom, you know, the construction part of this is something that we've all been concerned about, because I understand that there's another parcel of land that we haven't touched yet.
That's true. 60
So,
acres. Yep.
Do you have plans for that? Or
I
are
think
you
the
trying-
residents would kill me if I said that I had plans for that right
Well,
now.
I have that on good authority. You're absolutely right about that. But those of us who would like to see a golf course wouldn't object.
Oh, I see.
So-
Another 9 holes, you mean?
Let's have a round of applause.
All the golfers in the room just applauded.
Well, yeah, everybody's there. The other thing about the construction is that you kept telling us that it was going to be over soon. And that's been a constant refrain. And I think the depth of the mud a couple of years ago
Yeah.
was up to everybody's hips. So it was one of those unfortunate coincidences. But when you started, how many residents did actually started?
Well, when we started, it was really neat the first couple weeks because, we couldn't even feed the residents the first couple of weeks they were here. I mean, we really struggled just to get the 50 style cafe. We were struggled just to get that open because we didn't have pots and pans and all that kind of stuff. And so it just took a while to kind of get things rolling. And, those first residents were really pioneers because they were on their own for the first couple of weeks pretty much until we got things rocking and rolling.
Well, I know that you've built a lot since then, and I think everybody here would say thank you for that. So
Thank you. You laugh about the construction, about, I keep saying that it's how long it's taken. When we were, I remember when we were refurbishing the men's locker room, and it was taking really long to get some materials, and we had kept saying that we were going to get it done in September, and we'd started this in like January, I think, and so we got to September or maybe even got to October, and it still wasn't done. And a resident said to me, well, you said it was going to be done in September. I said, yes, but I didn't say what year we were going to get it done.
right,
So,
yeah. That's always a neat, convenient way to get through with that.
Well, does anybody else except for me notice that as we expanded, Tom's waistline shrank? So if we keep going,
yeah, my hair's gotten gray too.
If we keep going with this, Tom, I worry about you whittling away to nothing. So maybe,
Oh.
Michelle, maybe we can stock his office with some Ensure. Do we have any extra supply around? Yeah. Okay. No, Wiz, you asked if we had any problems with Tom. Tom's lovely. He is just, can we all just give him some credit for being our leader during these very tough times?
Thank you, Angela.
I mean,
I knew I could count on you. Thank you.
and I got to be right beside Tom during all the tough decisions that he had to kind of stand behind and announce. And I got to thinking, you know, Tom's really used to tough decisions because he makes that decision every Christmas to wear that suit. I mean, does Sheila, when you go out in public with her, does she acknowledge you as being with you when you wear that?
Funny story about that. So I had come from a Christmas party here, and I was having dinner with another couple, and we decided to have it at J. Pepper's in Kernersville. And I told Sheila, I'm going to wear this jacket inside. I don't care if anybody says anything to me or not. I'm wearing this jacket inside. And so I am not kidding when I said we walked into that restaurant, and the entire place just stopped, and everybody turned and looked at me. And so even the next table over kept turning around and looking at me and just laughing, you know. And but yes, it's a great jacket. I'm very proud of it, and I love to wear it because it just brightens the residents' time every time I do it. So
Well, you look good, Tom.
thank you.
Yeah, all of your choices in clothes that you wear tends to expand our minds. It's almost like being on a psychedelic drug.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Then it's got the desired effect then, if
Yes,
that's the case.
yeah. Steve touched on this a little bit, but the land that we've got on the other side of hole number 3 down there,
Yeah.
we know how much you love water fountains and ponds and all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Is it true that you're thinking about opening a water park down there?
You know, originally I had that idea for the dog park, but we've built that now. So I think the water park would be a really great idea. Thank you for
Okay.
putting that in my mind. I appreciate that.
Okay, good. Scooter's over here shaking his head like that. He might be able to get a few more people on board in his staff if you let him
Well,
do that.
to be honest, every time it rains really hard, it is a water park, isn't it,
is.
Scooter?
It sure is. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Are you excited yet, Tom?
Oh, I'm ecstatic.
Are you
This is great.
Ecstatic? Yeah.
It's a good thing I had a chance to prepare for this, right?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, the next two people are making their way up here. Marissa Ray, who is the Director of Development, and of course our own chaplain, Ken Massey.
Hello, Ken.
We're fortunate to have Marissa here today. She failed yesterday, so we didn't know whether she was going to be able to make it here today or not. But she couldn't be working with anybody better than Ken, who works very well with fallen women.
I thought we were roasting Tom.
I did too. I did too, but you know, that reminds me of a former top 10 list that happened in this very room.
Yes, I
with you
remember
and
it
Tom.
very well,
I've been
yes.
thinking about payback. Have you?
Yeah,
No,
was
that'd
that
be
was
good.
that previous to his son-in-law coming on the High Point Police Department?
Maybe so.
Okay, I just wanted to verify the timing of that.
That was one of our best episodes, to be honest with you. And Ken, if I remember right, you were a big part of that.
Marissa, I didn't have a thing to do with that.
That's what I heard.
Okay, so there's some confusion here because I came prepared to do a top 10 list for the 10 top reasons why Tom should pick the 20th anniversary to retire. Were you confused about that?
I thought we were doing a top 10 list on why he should stay another 20 years.
Oh, isn't she great? Oh.
God,
Yeah, let's give her a big hand. That was really good.
I could have sworn that Tim told me it was the former.
You know, you
Yeah,
are probably
okay.
right.
Well, anyway, so what we're gonna, even with the confusion, we're just gonna do our top 10 list, and we're gonna
Okay.
alternate like we planned.
Okay, that sounds
But
good.
I'm gonna be doing the top 10, or the top 5, but the top 10 reasons that Tom should use this 20th anniversary to retire.
And here is the number 10 reason why Tom should step aside. We've already had 5 of his directors apply for the job. And I know which 5 it is. Number 9?
Oh, is it my turn? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
it's
I
your
was
turn.
trying to figure out which 5 it might be.
I'll tell you later.
I mean, I thought that we had a staffing issue. Okay.
Apparently not.
So the number 9 reason that you should stay is because we need 20 more years of your hugs.
Oh, thank you.
Oh man, does anybody have one of those meters that checks your sugar level? I can feel my sugar spiking. Okay, number 8, why Tom should retire. We can't survive even one more COVID update.
I agree with you on that one.
So the number 7 reason why Tom should stay another 20 years, no one loves our residents more than Tom Smith.
Gosh, can I throw up in that bucket? Okay.
Here, Ken.
Taking gas.
Okay, I'm beginning to see the contrast here. Yes. The number 6 reason 20 years is enough. We don't ever want to see that plaid Christmas jacket again.
Well, you're in trouble because I got another one for last Christmas.
So the number 5 reason why Tom should stay another 20 years, we really, really love it when Tom's meetings go on and on and on.
Do they don't do that, do they?
Only when he tells his jokes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They love my jokes around here.
I know they do.
You should ask them how much they love my jokes around here.
And we're down to number 4, reason that Tom should hang it up. Our fried chicken expenses would be cut in half. And you know we need to save money, so there you go.
All right, how many of y'all agree with me? Our fried chicken is the best here, is it not?
And the number 3 reason why Tom should stay is because the Tom and Lisa team, it's just too early to break you guys up.
You know, really quick. Lisa and I go out to lunch a good bit, and we go to the Mexican restaurant every once in a while. And so we have a waitress there that we ask for all the time. She's great, and we love her. And so Lisa and I went once this week already for lunch. And yesterday, my wife was actually with me. We were at a funeral together, and so I took her to the restaurant and I asked for the same waitress. And she comes up and she goes, oh, iced tea, and she looks at Sheila and is like, she just looks at me and says, "This is my wife." Oh, okay.
Sure. All right, we're down to number 2. The number 2 reason why 20 years is enough. We've already heard both of Tom's good jokes.
More than one?
And the number 1 reason why Tom should stay for another 20 years, in 2042, you'll be ready to move straight into River Landing and continue ruling the pickleball.
All right. Woo! You know, in 20 years, I'll probably be moving right into memory care at this point, so.
That was actually how I wrote it for her.
Did you really?
Change.
That you were going to move straight into St. Andrews, but oh well.
I love it.
Hey, buddy.
Hey! Hank likes that one, too.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
Are you done?
We're done.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we've done 10.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Would you
That's
like
enough.
more? I'm sure they can think of some more.
he thought there were more. You know how he is with numbers, so that's why I'm asking.
Right.
Thank you, Ken.
Can
and
you
Matt
explain to me what
Melissa.
DUMB stands for?
Dr. Smith.
Okay, next are Hank Lavorne, who is the VP of Chief Operations, and Julia Hanover, the Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. And these folks are from over in what Tom likes to call the MOS. You guys know what the MOS is? It's the management overhead staff. That's what he calls you guys over there.
We always feel welcome wherever we go to, Julia.
Well, it's usually a big hug.
Yeah. We get paid in hugs.
Now, you know, technically, I am part of the MOS staff. You know that, right?
Well, we're trying to work on you to get you moved up a little bit. So
He's
yeah,
the
it might
biggest
work out
overhead,
fine.
literally.
What
We're
about,
hosting.
I understand when you guys were getting ready to expand your office over there, that Tom was a little bit upset because it might have been encroaching on River Landing property. Did I understand that correctly?
He cried for days.
He cried?
He complained to the other executive directors, can you please reduce my management allocation because I'm taking them on.
Did you
Yeah.
really?
Well, there may be a little bit of truth to that.
This was actually when we were building the office originally, I think was Tom's biggest crisis over that. There was rumors of moats and fences. And in fact, the dirty little secret is that's how the fountain got there in the first place. Tom started to build the moat. Julia stopped payment on it. Tim and I sat him down and said, "You've got to fix this. We're not building a moat." So he turned it into a waterfall. That's true.
Now, how about Tom and the budget process? Because I know you have to
yeah.
deal with him on the budget process.
Yeah, Julia. Oh my
It's a
gosh, right?
fun day. We start with a hug,
Oh, gosh.
and I can always tell how hard the budget's gonna be because we get hugs hourly during that meeting. I feel loved. But Tom has learned this word, not fluff, conservatism. I didn't even know Tom knew how to spell it. But Tom, for some reason, gets everything he wants in that budget. And the reason I know that is because in November, Homer will say, "Tom, I need another security officer." And Tom will say, "Oh, let's just take that from resident services budget. I budgeted 3 extra people. They don't need them." And then the next month, Cindy will come and say, "Tom, I really need those people." And he'll say, "Well, let's just take it from dining. Joseph will never miss them." And it goes on and on and on. And everybody gets hired who the department managers need. So conservatism, that's the word he likes to use.
I
Sounds
really
like
do
you-
like that word.
Sounds like he's playing a shell game to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
What's the shell game?
Yeah, right. Hey,
He admitted it.
you spent time in Baltimore. You don't have to tell me that you don't know what a shell game is.
A business school.
Now, how about the anniversary celebration? It was something that he was talking with you guys about and trying to get approval for our,
Yeah, this goes back before my time even, but I think there are big budgets for things like really important stuff, Wiz, like fireworks.
fireworks.
Fireworks. Yeah.
You know, Tom likes to throw a good party.
Yeah. How many of you all like the fireworks? Some of you all been here before the fireworks before. Aren't they awesome? Yeah.
See, this is what happens. He gets the residents involved, and Tom believes in forgiveness
Not
rather
permission.
than permission.
You know, it's funny how as I've gotten older and in this job, it kind of has morphed that way a little bit, hasn't it?
Definitely.
Yes. When you get the call, "Hey, buddy,"
Hey, buddy. You know you're in trouble with the hey, buddy. Yeah.
Bill never let me get away with that. I just wanted to let you to know that.
You guys have probably seen the motto that he has in his office about the residents. The first line says, "The residents are always right." And the second line says, "And they must be punished for their arrogance." You
No
do a
comment.
fine job with that. Just excellent.
Did you put that in there today?
Lisa put it in
She
there.
probably did.
Yeah. Mhm. Now, okay, now you guys, do you have the opportunity, I use that word loosely, the opportunity to come in for some of his daily stand-up meetings or whatever
On
those
a,
things
on
are? that
a
he-
rare occasion, we are invited or invite ourselves to Tom's daily stand-up meeting, as he calls it, but it's not a stand-up at all. And it's been a wonder to watch. I don't know if any of y'all really know about this, but Tom meets literally every morning at 8:30-ish with his management team. And everyone has the same seat. They have assigned seats by Tom. And for years, I didn't understand. And Tom, of course, sits at the head of the table. And for years, I couldn't figure out why it is that Tom sits in his chair and he has assigned seats for everybody. But if you know Tom at all, you know what it is that he sits at the end of the table and he has this concoction he makes every morning, and he's carefully mixing. He's carefully mixing, and he makes a special blend of Tom's Kool-Aid every morning for each and every one of his managers. And it's really, really good stuff. If you ever get a chance to taste it, it tastes great. But the effect that it has on you is that you do whatever Tom wants you to do the rest of the day. And we don't know why he has to do it every day, but every morning he carefully mixes his Kool-Aid, passes out in just the right dose. Am I right, Lisa? I mean, the team over here is laughing the most because they understand. You have to listen to Tom, carefully make, talk about the ingredients, what the day is going to be like, and then pass out his Kool-Aid. So that's generally what every morning's about. I don't know if the team has any participation that I've ever witnessed other than Tom sitting there telling everybody how great his Kool-Aid is.
Are you saying he's a drug dealer?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
It's
You know,
great Kool-Aid.
Marissa's husband works for the High Point Police Department. Maybe we should have him attend one of those meetings.
Oh, he's been there before.
Has
Yeah,
he?
he's been there before.
Does he bring the
He
dogs?
comes all the time because he
Oh,
loves
does
the
he?
meetings.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff, yeah. It's
Wow, that's kind of amazing. I do have one question now, Hank. You play pickleball with this guy. Can you tell me a little bit about how he plays pickleball?
Yeah, he plays mean.
Mean?
Yeah, straight up mean. Just ask Lisa. He, you know, Tom presents your laughy, jokey, big huggy bear. But have you seen this guy play pickleball? Oh, you like this? Okay. So I'm known to be the competitive one in the organization, a little overly competitive at times. But Tom takes it to a new level. It's the last time I played with Tom, I think, and this is true, I was playing with Lisa against Tom, and I think either Joe or Scooter. And 3 points in a row, Tom hits Lisa right in the face. Knocked her glasses off.
That's not true.
No, it is true. He says that
I don't
because he
remember
doesn't want
that.
to believe that about himself. But it
But
is
she was
true.
standing too close to the net. That's all I got to say.
See, he doesn't do that. It's true. It's a different side of Tom that for years I didn't know existed, but you know, I'm kind of glad to know it. It's just, it's a little rough to watch, though.
Yeah, I would guess.
Well,
But
all I can say is Lisa hasn't stopped playing pickleball with me, so
Well,
it can't be that bad,
Hey,
right,
you're her
Lisa?
boss. What is she going to do? Say, I'm not going to play with you anymore?
He does like to win.
It's for those of you who have not seen Tom play pickleball, it is very entertaining. You really need to, you know, picture this svelte man here in a pair of shorts and a T-shirt lumbering around the pickleball courts. And poor Whitney and Courtney, when he gets through playing, they've got to go out and get a squeegee and a mop and bucket to clean up after him. It's just terrible.
You know, there is a part of that
that's-
that is actually true.
I know.
I do sweat a lot. We always gear how well the game goes by the end because if I turn around and the sweat's gone down all the way back down my shirt, we know we played pretty hard.
That's
that
why
day.
Joe plays every night. Joe doesn't really play, he just has to clean up afterwards.
Yeah. You guys have got any more good things to say about this guy?
Can we get back to you?
I will say thank goodness for Lisa
Yes.
during the budget season
Yeah.
and all the time with helping Tom with his accounting skills. He told me he was a CPA or
No, he
worked
didn't
in
pass the test,
he didn't pass-
remember?
Oh, that's right. That he worked in accounting, but
Well, I said I was a CPA. I'm good at cutting, pasting, and attaching. So that's an old CPA joke, isn't it?
it's a symbol.
Oh, sorry, cut, paste, and assemble. I got it wrong. Go figure.
He does, but Tom does work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
But some
says
things,
he
we don't know what.
loves to sit there and look at work. He can look at work all day. That's right. That's good. Thank you all very
Yeah.
much. Appreciate it. Okay, our next
Thanks,
person.
buddy.
Our next person is our poet laureate of River Landing, and that's our wellness director, Whitney. Where is Whitney? Whitney? Oh, there's Whitney. Whitney is wonderful in writing poems. So she has written a poem to either skewer or honor him. I'm not quite sure which.
Maybe a little of both.
Good.
Let's see. Wow, Tom, 20 years. An incredible commitment. Let's all give him some cheers.
Woo, woo, woo.
His personality shines through in all that he does. A friendly guy who'll give a hug just because. He's not stuffy, no shirt and tie for this guy. He likes his polos and khakis, and no matter who you are, he'll always say hi. He's known for telling bad jokes and thinking they're funny. He's incredible at numbers and an expert with money. He will steal your ideas and act like they're his. We have to say, "Good one, boss," and pretend he's a whiz. Over the years, we've all learned one thing not to do. That's eat too early at the Christmas party. He'll fuss at you. If you're ever running late, you want him driving. With whiplash and nausea, you'll at least be on time arriving. He loves pickleball and gets into competition. He'll slam a ball to your face if you're on the opposition.
Hey, Lisa.
He almost killed us with a meal packaging event one year. If you ever hear the words, "Let's do a whole container," run away in fear. At the MSO offices, Tom has quite a reputation. Whatever Tom wants, Tom gets, with no further explanation. He's our confidant, buddy, and friend. On Tom, we know we can truly depend. He sets the tone here at work with all of his staff. We have important work to do, but we can still make someone laugh. He's kind, giving, and smart, but most importantly, he leads with his heart. Tom, we love you, and we want you to know we are thankful you started here those 20 years ago.
That's amazing. She found something nice to say.
Yes, she did.
She did. That's really terrific.
She must have taken her a year to write this, don't you think?
Yeah, performance evaluation must be right around the corner.
It's next week, I think, as a matter of fact.
You and I get to exit at this point and sit in these two chairs down there, and then Lisa is going to talk about a couple of things. Okay. And take your microphone with you, okay. And if it gets too bad, we'll cut it off. Okay.
So just give us a minute here. We're going to change up the set a little bit. We have some messages from our other Bright Spire communities. So some of your peers, Tom, have had some well wishes to send you.
Sit over there.
So we have some wishes from Scotia Village, from Glen Eyre, and of course Arnie at Friends Home. And then also at the end we have your president, Tim Webster, with a message. Should we turn down the lights a little bit? Yeah. Okay.
Hey Tom, this is the Glen Eyre team here, sending you fond wishes on your 20th anniversary. Happy anniversary! Have a great day, Tom.
Tom Smith, my friend, congratulations on celebrating your 20-year work anniversary. I am so proud of you, and there is no place I'd rather be than with you right now as you celebrate this momentous occasion. You know, Tom, I've learned so much from you over these past 20 years. You're the one that taught me that you should always surround yourself by people that are smarter than you. Well, I guess, my friend, you and I can both check that one off our list. You taught me the benefits of delegation. That sounds like a pretty difficult issue. You know what, Lisa, why don't you look into that for me? Or, wow, that sounds like a pretty in-depth project. It's going to take a lot of time. You know what, Kevin, this could be a great learning experience for you. You've also shown that being the executive director comes with some nice perks. One of those being that people will actually laugh at your jokes. In all seriousness, Tom, watching the growth of River Landing, its community over these years has been wonderful. Your genuine love and care for the residents and the employees is seen and felt in not only your words, but your actions. You have been a great friend and a mentor to me over these past 20 years. I wish I could be there right now for one of your signature hugs, but I guess we're going to have to rely on a virtual one instead. I love you, my friend. God bless you. Congratulations. All the best. Here's to 20 more.
Hey, everybody. This is Ben Stevens here at Glen Eyre and
Tom Ficklin.
And we're just honored to have the opportunity to celebrate Tom's 20th anniversary. And wow, what an achievement.
Yeah, we share in this celebration. Tom, you've had such an impact on Ben and I in our short time here in the organization, and we're just thrilled to celebrate this with you and Kathleen and your family.
And Helen,
yeah.
Tom, you're just a mountain of a man, and
It's a good way to put it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we, as we've talked to you over the last couple of years, we realized that without you and your leadership, River Landing wouldn't be what it is today.
Yeah.
Although I thought that you left a few years ago to go to friends' homes, but hindsight being what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know that you were just sort of a knockout controller for the organization for some time, and but they had to get you out of that office and around people. You have such an impact and such a personable sort of way about you. Just made sense.
Well, and what do you expect from somebody that's a CPA from App State? And gosh, doesn't get any better.
Absolutely.
Well, we just want to pass along our heartfelt appreciation, admiration for everything that you've done for River Landing and for Bright Spire and possibly for Friends Homes. But
yeah, happy 20th, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Happy 20th anniversary.
Tom Smith, I don't know. Tom Smith. Tom Smith. I think I'm gonna call Hank. Hey Hank, what's up? That is so funny, man, because I'm struggling too. Yeah, I agree. It seems like it should be easy to come up with something nice to say about Tom. I mean, the guy is awesome, right? What do you have so far? Same here. Squat. Yeah? Oh my God, I hate it when he hugs me too. It hurts, right? The last time he did, he popped one of my ribs out of place. Good grief. Yeah. Oh my God, dude, we are in the same playbook. Why does he call me Bud? I'm beginning to think he doesn't even know my name, man. Nobody calls me Bud except Tom. I don't know, maybe it's a Yankee thing. He did come here from Baltimore, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness, don't get me started on his jokes. Good grief, be serious for a moment, right? Plus, they're not even that funny. I know, I mean, they're okay, but he laughs like we just heard a Robin Williams skit, right?
I don't know. We'll keep working on it, man. I don't know either. I'll come up with something. Yeah, absolutely. I love the guy, but that doesn't mean I have anything nice to say about him. I'll let you know what I come up with. All right, man. Good luck to you too. Bye.
Hey, buddy. For those of you that don't know, that's Tom's greeting when he's asking for forgiveness or if he has something that he just knows is going to be a tough ask. Hey, buddy. And anyway, Tom, thinking about your last 20 years, one of the biggest things I can think of is just your tremendous management of the planning of the clubhouse. It was planned and budgeted for 1,500 square feet. It ended up 15,000. It was planned and budgeted for 1.5 million. It ended up 15 million. What a great executive director you've been. Oh, just tremendous. Great performance there, Tom. But no, Tom, you may be wondering why I'm not at your celebration. And, I'll go to all costs to miss your event. I've got COVID. But you're going to be glad to know that I've taken your advice. I've eaten Caesar salad for lunch and dinner every day since I've been diagnosed. And look at me, I'm recovering great. You may be onto something there. No, in all seriousness, Tom, I'm sure you've had lots of roasting today. And I just want to be a little serious here. The partnership that BrightSpire and myself we've had with you, Tom, has been just tremendous. You're a wonderful partner, the most ethical, honest guy I know, and just really appreciate it. Your drive and support of the mission is just fantastic. Thanks for 20 years, Tom. Really enjoy the partnership.
I hope you all enjoyed those messages.
Yes,
Yes. Oh, so
I think my favorite was Glen Eyre thinking it was Arnie that
Yes.
they were roasting instead of me.
Oh, did you notice Arnie's picture was on the desk?
I did. I
When they
noticed
were
that. Yeah. It was good.
Recognizing you. Yeah.
Well, as soon as they said Kathleen, I knew that what was going on. So.
Oh, so Tom, you know how much you like commercials, right?
Yes.
For the 15th anniversary, you came up with a couple good commercials.
Yes.
Right? Do you remember the names of them?
That's T. Alice and
Niagara?
Niagara. That's
Right.
it. Yeah.
So we thought it was only fitting that the leadership team came up with a commercial for you.
Oh, geez.
Okay? So here we go.
Warning. The following message contains extreme amounts of inside jokes, innuendos, and information which will most likely make no sense to you. The content may not be appropriate for emotionally mature audiences.
Feeling down? Had a bad day? Need a Tom Smith hug, but he is far away. Don't fret, my friends, have no fear. Help is on the way. Tugs is here. Charged with shaking hands and kissing babies today, but feeling tired and you think there is no way. Don't be dismayed. Be of good cheer. Pucker up because Tugs is here. Do you always say it's a beautiful day? But the clouds are out and the sky is gray. Brighten up, my downtrodden friend. Hug your Tug and share your grin. Did you cause a misstep? Did you cut the line and now evacuate is on everyone's mind? It's all good, my well-meaning friend. Tug your way into the building again. Your coffee is all gone and your lipstick is at home. How in the world will you carry on? Smile anyway, it's okay. Cling to your Tug and skip away. Does the phrase HR opportunity have you down? Are you tired of those staffing issue frowns? Look up, pal, all will be well. Hug your Tug and life will be swell. Is your pencil sharpened? But your vendors won't budge. Their high prices are stuck, just like mud. It's okay, my frugal friend. Hug your Tug and your troubles will end. Inquiring minds want to know, but the eye rolls of your coworkers bug you so. Cheer up, my questioning friend. Hug your tug and start asking again. Pickleball brings you hope and cheer, but there is no one to play and you are full of fear? No worries at all, my ball-hitting mate. Squeeze your tug and you'll feel great. They call you Sheriff Honeycakes, but all your honey is gone. Pick up your tug and carry on. Your shoes number 802-672, but your working clogs have you blue. Reach for your tug and march on through. Fluff and puffs have you down. Hold on to your tug and let go of that frown. Are you gullible and your boss knows it? His tricks and antics always show it. It's okay, my Pollyanna friend. Hold on to your tug and your troubles will end. No matter the cause, when you're down and blue, a hug from your tug will see you through.
Though users of this medication experience less side effects than with other common antidepressants, side effects may still include dry mouth, blurry vision, itchiness, temporary confusion, temporary euphoria, and temporary increase in anxiety while the body normalizes the tug hug. Some customers experienced a sudden urge to drive 105 miles per hour. The cost of the tugs is $1 million. Order your tug in the next 29 minutes for the special price of only $19.99.
Okay, how was that commercial? That was good? Okay.
That's interesting. I couldn't help but tell you this when I first saw the tugs a couple of weeks ago, and it was in Cindy's office, and it was down there beside her desk, and she said, I can't tell you how this has freaked me out for the last 2 weeks, having Tom right there under my desk. Okay. The chorus show that we had a couple of weeks ago, we had 4 guys, Bob Smith, Rhoda Gibbs, Neil Shields, and myself, and we sang a song called 16 Tons. And Neil is so great with taking a regular song or a regular whatever and being able to put words to it that would be appropriate to the situation that we happen to be in at the time. So Neil has done this for us, so we are calling ourselves, since we are the 4 of the bass singers. Are we all basses in that outfit of the chorus?
We couldn't get anything to rhyme with baritone.
Baritone. Okay, well, for today, we are the bass men, at any rate. Sing in the basement, we are the never mind. Okay, and Kathy Coe is going to accompany us and help us get through this thing, we hope. Okie doke, go.
Some people say that Tom is a joy to behold. Is it really that way, or are we just getting old? Just getting old, and our hearing's not good. If he said something funny, then we probably could.
It's been
20 years, and what do you get? A great deal of joy or a pain in the neck. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. Tom keeps on reminding that I owe him some dough.
I woke up one morning, it was drizzling rain. Golfing and eating are my middle name. I was walking through the big house and it surely was lost. That's a really nice place, but how much did it cost? Well,
20 years, and what do you get? A great deal of joy or a pain in the neck. Saint Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. Tom keeps on reminding that I owe him some dough.
I came to River Landing when the sun didn't shine.
I picked up my suitcase and things were just fine. Wasn't 20 years, but that was a goal. Old Thomas said, well, bless my soul.
I've been
20 years, and what do you get? A great deal of joy or a pain in the neck? St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. Tom keeps on reminding that I owe him some dough. If you see Tom coming, better step aside. A lot of men didn't, and they didn't hide. His hand's on your wallet, and the other he shakes. You better count your money, for goodness sakes.
It's been
20 years, and what do you get? A great deal of joy or a pain in the neck? St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go.
Tom keeps on
reminding that I owe him some dough.
Okay, thank you all. That was super. Okay, I have a few folks that told me they'd like to share some things from the audience, so we're going to get that started since we're running a little behind here. So, Barbara Fry, I think you have something you'd like to share with Tom.
It's been brought to my attention that you've been very neglectful with your pigs. I'm here to tell you it's going to be hell to pay. I brought you something, and it's going to oversee the flock. You need to read to these pigs, love them, sing to them, do anything. Do you forgive yourself? Do you want to be forgiven?
I do, yes.
Okay, you're forgiven.
Okay, thank you.
This is the mother pig.
Oh.
And she's going to watch out for the flock, or whatever they're called. I think you'll like the looks of it.
You wrapped it really good, Barbara. It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Can't open this with.
There's nothing in here.
It's Ballerina Pig.
No.
It's
Marilyn.
It's a Marilyn Monroe pig. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's a Marilyn Monroe pig.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, I'm going to pass it to Miss Farnay.
That's awesome.
Tom, I
Yes.
just wanted to let you know, when we came here, my husband was not a happy man. He was very sad. But you spent your heart and your time to make him feel welcome. And I will never forget that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Farnay. Okay, John and Sue Ellen Faust.
Tom, we've known you for your entire 20 years here.
Yeah.
In fact, with my mother's experience with the Presbyterian home and then moving here 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, of course, our experience with you through her and through our own living here. And I'll always remember one of those first meetings you had with people at the Presbyterian home, how quickly you connected with every single person in that room.
Yeah.
And that continues to this day. This is one of your greatest gifts. You really have a gift of connecting with each person where they are and no matter who they are.
Thank you, John.
And we're so blessed to be here, and we're so blessed for your friendship and leadership.
Thank you.
And another Tom story. You know, one of the things.
Put the mic up. There you go.
One of the things that people remark on River Landing when they come here is the spirit, the culture of River Landing, how warm and friendly and inclusive it is. And I remember an early meeting after Tom had taken over. I don't think your office had been unpacked yet, and you and John and I were sitting there. We were talking about leadership and the qualities of leadership and culture. And how do you start a culture in a place that's so diverse and so big? And I made the comment, well, you know, it starts at the top, Tom, and you're the executive director. So a lot of what you do will determine how River Landing goes forward and the culture and the spirit here. And I remember you smiled and you looked at us and you said, it starts at the very top. And as long as we are doing His will, we'll be okay. And for 20 years, Tom, you have followed that. You have lived our mission statement to honor God by enriching the lives and touching the hearts of the people we serve. You're such a blessing. Thank you so much from all of us.
Thank you, Serena.
Thank you. Okay, David and Jean White.
I have a word or two.
A whole page.
You didn't look at it first, did you?
You want to stand up?
We've come to recognize the other Tom Smith. Yeah, not the one of Food Lion fame. This Tom Smith in our RLSR family really has quite the name. Why, you may ask, should we recognize Tom other than for his rather formidable presence? Is he giving us free food, a free round of golf, free ice cream, or other wonderful presents? No such luck. We're here to recognize and thank Tom for his 20 years of service. In the field of CCRC administration, it takes a special someone who is really selfless. Tom continues a legacy initiated by Dick Short in 1951, then in 1980 by Betty Hayes as executive director for this ageless community, which continues to see its better days. In our beginnings, Tom oversaw transitioning from Presbyterian home to this camp, seeing to the needs and wants of existing residents as well as newbies. Tom's been a champ. Moreover, Tom has expanded our service to the wider community and world at large, Christmas drive-thrus, classic car shows, food packing events. Tom's the one in charge. 20 years of service is a fairly long time, if measured in minutes, hours, days, or years. Yet it's really very short in the scheme of things if measured in laughter and tears. Measured in land, facilities, and people, 20 years means a community more than doubled. Measured in Tom's brain power, well, it's probably resulted in a mind really troubled. Measured in dollars and cents, it might seem that 20 years comes at great cost. Small change when measured by employees, residents, families, lives touched, and lives lost. So here's my toast to Tom Smith, a fellow I've known for 20 years or something, who welcomed me here not with a handshake or hug, but clogged, non-working plumbing. Yes, it was after 5 p.m. on September 27. I was shocked he'd do this to Jean, but not to me. Kidding. That instead of a greeting from Tom, I couldn't shower, wash my hands before dinner, or pee. Kidding aside, I thank you, Tom, for 20 years of service to us and this extended family. You survived three plus years with George, were graced by 14 with Betty. Here's to another 20 with me.
Thank you, David.
That was great, thank you. Okay, the Irvins.
Okay, several years ago, many years ago, and I'm guessing around 2005, Bud and I attended a church in Winston-Salem, and Tom and his wife were also there. So initially, Tom and I served on the hospitality team, what I call meet and greet. And then later, Bud and I and Tom served on the technical or camera team in the new worship center. While Tom and I served together, I asked him one day, well, Tom, what do you do? And he said, I work at River Landing. I thought, well, that's nice. What's River Landing? I'd never seen it. I'd never heard of it, knew nothing about it. But anyway, so I wasn't impressed one way or another because I didn't know anything about it. So when you have a little information, you kind of form your own thoughts and your own opinions. And so I thought about Tom and what kind of personality and demeanor he had and just what kind of person he was. And I thought, I bet he works in maintenance or groundskeeper or landscaping. You know, there's nothing wrong with those professions. And I thought the way Tom was, that would be good for him. It would be perfect. So, because he was nice and friendly and he was unassuming, and so that's how I based my guesses. So then I had the opportunity after then to discover what River Landing was. I still just had not seen it. And so, you know, I still didn't really know what River Landing was. But so then sometime after then, I had an opportunity to get one of Tom's business cards. So you can imagine my surprise when I learned that he was the executive director. So, you know, there really isn't a punchline to this, but instead it's a commentary on a godly man who has exhibited integrity, kindness, humor, humility, and a faithfulness to God and to others. It's a rare combination, and Bud and I are very blessed to call him friend.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Okay, the Hoyts, we're down to you two.
Kathy and I moved in here just before Thanksgiving 9 years ago. We've been in an apartment in Glen Eagles waiting for a cottage. In the middle of December, it started to snow. And I looked out our living room window and I thought, my gosh, I don't even have a broom or anything to sweep off the car. And then Kathy came in and she said, well, there are men out there sweeping off the cars. And I looked out and I said, well, that looks like Tom Smith. And she said, yes, they found something for him to do.
That is so true.
October 24, 2015 will forever live in infamy, at least for many of the staff members here. Earlier that year, Tom came into the meeting for the food packaging. He says, I've got a great idea. He says, let's do 285,000 meals. He says, that will fill a 40-foot shipping container. We can take it and we can have the whole shipping container to ourselves. So we got ready. We solicited volunteers. We drank the Kool-Aid. We solicited volunteers. We bought pizzas. We bought sodas. We bought candy bars. Kevin installed, we were in a warehouse. Kevin installed lights so we'd have sufficient lights. Of course, River Landing brought all the tables over. We had all of the packaging events. And we started. And we had everything we needed except the volunteers. So we continued through the day. Got to be about 5 o'clock and the last of our volunteers left. And we're kind of looking at each other and said, we're not going to let this go by the wayside. And so we continued to pack. I think it was 8 maybe when we finished, 8 or 9. And then, of course, Tom being Tom and this staff being this staff, they cleaned the whole place up. And so they always leave it better than they found it. So they cleaned it up. We left about 10 o'clock that night. There was some incident with some bags of trash and some empty boxes. But you'll have to ask somebody else about that. My most vivid memory of that is the next year. We're going into the meeting, and everybody's going, never doing that again, never doing that again. And to a man. Everybody says, never doing that again.
Very true. True story. Okay, I have one last story to read. This person asked me to read it for him. It's from Gila Patterson. So let's see if you remember this story.
Okay.
When I came to River Landing 19 years ago, I bought some ceiling fans and lights to be hung in my apartment. I needed help with the boxes, so I stopped at the front desk to ask for help. A young man, I assume that was you,
Apparently.
was standing there, and he said he'd be glad to help me with those boxes. Well, he brought them in and placed them where I told him to, but I changed my mind about the placement. Is this ringing a bell yet?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, okay. The young man told me to make up my mind. He did not have,
Oh, that wasn't me then.
he did not have all day. So
It was this. It wasn't me.
I looked at him and said, "Are you not a porter?" And he replied, "Yes, that too, but my main job is executive director." She said, "Did I ever have egg on my face?"
That's sweet.
That's a cute story.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
Very cute.
yes. Okay, so that's it for stories, Tom, but we do have just 2 more things. So I'm going to invite Lacey Bain to come up. He's our chairman of the resident council. You can give him that one.
Okay, Tom, this afternoon you've been praised and unpraised by your bosses and various and sundry other colleagues and a couple of former friends. And now I have the privilege of speaking on behalf of your 600-plus residents. I'm going to read a short limerick on their behalf, and then I'm going to present you with a framed 20th anniversary plaque, which has been signed by a large number of us. So to borrow a phrase from Jackie Gleason, and away we go. Greetings, Tom. You thought you came here for a toast, but we decided to have a roast. We trust it hasn't been too bad. After all, what could we say to make you sad? This year has been a challenge, as we are aware. Shortages, high cost, many vexations here and there. Inflation has raised its ugly head, and some ledger accounts have changed from black to red. In our pocketbooks, the stock market has made a dent. But really, Tom, did you have to raise fees by 7%?
That's good.
And when before the resident council you appear with tables and charts you hold so dear, you make the state of River Landing very clear. But tell us, Tom, why it is our fate that after you finish, our meetings always end late. And can you say, where did you get those party jackets of red and plaid? Brooks Brothers certainly doesn't carry that fad. Tom, I've got to end this poor verse. It won't get better and definitely will become worse. So let's end with this final request. Hang on, keep on, stay on. You're the best. And here is your 20th
Wow,
anniversary.
that's
plaque,
awesome.
with all of our autographs.
That's awesome.
Not quite all, but almost
As many
all
as
of
we could
ours.
fit on there. Yes.
That's awesome. I love that.
Okay.
Why does it say for Arnie Thompson on it?
So before we enjoy our cake and refreshments over here, Hank has some last remarks.
Thanks, Lisa. Not so close, man. That's for later. We've gotten very close in the last 14 years. So Tim was supposed to be here, and he literally does have COVID, so I'm subbing for him. He is recovering well. And I was told by Tim and Lisa, kind of insincerely, make it, which is getting kind of, as I'm sitting here, like, this is going to get hard. So, in true Tom fashion, before I get sincere, I do have a joke. It's not a good joke, so don't feel compelled to laugh, just like Tom's. But I'll tell you this joke. The guy walks into a cafe with a shotgun in one hand and a bucket of manure in another. You'll like this one, Bill. He says to the waiter, "I'd like some coffee." The waiter replies, "Sure, coming right up." He gets the guy a tall mug of coffee, hot coffee, and the guy drinks it down all in one gulp. He then picks up his shotgun, throws the bucket of manure in the air, blasts the manure with the shotgun, and walks out. The next morning, the guy walks back into the cafe, walks right to the counter to the same waiter, and says, "I'd like some coffee." The waiter says, "Hold on, man, we're still cleaning up your mess from yesterday. And what the heck was that all about anyway?" The guy smiles proudly. "I'm in Tom Smith's training program for senior management." Well, you got it. Come in, drink coffee, shoot the bull, and let Lisa clean up the rest. You can. Is that okay?
That was great.
All right, I did good. Tell Tim I did good. So in all seriousness, Bill mentioned Sheila, and we know she's not here, but if she ever gets to see this.
Oh, she won't ever see it.
And the kids. River Landing never closes for the last 20 years. It opened and it's never closed. This job never gets a day off. Tom gets calls, texts, emails. The team's always working. And so we know it's a sacrifice for the whole family too, Tom. And so as you go home, please let Sheila and the team know at home how much we appreciate the sacrifice they've made for all the time and commitment you made here to help us be successful at River Landing. The first time I met Tom was 14 years ago. My wife and I moved with our 2-year-old daughter at the time from Florida to take this job. Bill had retired, Tim got promoted, and Tim hired me to replace himself. We had our home in Florida. This was 2008. The real estate market was shaky in Florida for sure. Took a little while to sell our house, so Tim and Tom said, "Hey, we have some new cottages in Pleasance Village. Why don't you move into one of those for a while?" We didn't know it was going to be 6 months, but we were grateful, and we still are grateful. About the second night we were here, Tom, on his way home, pulls into the driveway, knocks on the door. I come out. We have a nice chat in the driveway. But what I remember most, I don't know if you remember this, but it's true. I said to Tom as we stood there and talked for a while, I said, "What are your goals here, Tom? What do you want to accomplish here at River Landing?" Not batting an eye, no hesitation, sincerely, he said, "I want to build the best retirement community in the country." And I thought, this guy's got some. I didn't say it, but I thought to myself, this guy's got some big dreams. And I thought, well, if he's game, I'm game. And the truth is, Tom, I think you may have just done it. And if you haven't, you're well on your way. The cool part is how he's done it. You were alluded to it. A few others alluded to it. Tom's a man of faith. He wears it on his sleeve. It's what we admire most, what I admire most about Tom. He's open about his faith. He has faith in you all as residents. He has faith in the team. But mostly he has faith that God will do good things here. And he has. Mm-hmm. And we're grateful for that, Tom.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah, amen. I admire you, Tom. I respect you. I'm grateful for your friendship. And as I part, I just want to offer this prayer to you that was offered to me some years ago. And so I just say, Lord, I pray that Tom will always remain open to guidance from your Holy Spirit, that he will read your word more than the newspaper or his emails, that he will listen to you more than talk to you, that he will value humility more than recognition, that he will pursue wisdom more than knowledge. I pray that he will inspire excellence rather than demand perfection, that he will continue leading by serving, always remembering that even Jesus washed the feet of those who he came to serve. Tom, we love you. We're proud of you. Congratulations. Thank you. Is it dinner time? What do we do now, Lisa?
Okay, now it's time for cake and refreshments, but first I want to thank you all for keeping this a secret.
Oh my
the
gosh.
last 2 weeks.
You all did great. Holy
Did you
smokes.
have any idea?
I honestly say I am totally floored by this. This is great.
Very
Yeah.
good. So we accomplished it together as a group.
Yeah. I was just going to say, what other things don't I know that I should know at this point, right?
And we had so many people help with this. Thank you all to the guests and Wiz Horner. Where's Wiz right now? Okay, Wiz, thank you very much. That was a big job, so thank you for doing that. And I hope you know how much we love you and respect you, and so much respect. We had to roast you today.
Yeah.
So, but we love every minute that we work here with you, and the community is just amazing because of your leadership, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Lisa. Now, you all have done such a good job keeping the secret. I'm going to tell you something that's a secret, and you all probably already know this, so it's really not a secret, but Lisa really runs the community. You know that, right? I mean, you all know that she really does. I know Hank figured this out a long time ago to Lisa. You know, and every time we call the corporate office to talk to him, it's always, I say, hey, Hank, Lisa and Tom here. He goes, well, what else is new? You know, I mean, right, Hank?
Immediately say, hi, Lisa.
But I just would like to say thank you all. I mean, I've been so blessed to be here. It's been 20 incredible years. It's funny, I was just talking to my wife about this. I said, you know, honey, you were praying for us to find a place where we could have roots, where we could raise our children. You know, when I got here, Julia was holding my 6-month-old baby the first day we got here, my 3-year-old, and I can't think of a better place that the Lord blessed me with than to come here. And you all are amazing. I know I've told you that time and time again. We just got the best residents ever right here at River Landing, and you all are amazing how you bring new residents in. We don't even have to sell the place. I mean, Betsy and Martha got the easiest job going as far as I'm concerned, because you do all the marketing and sales for us. But I just want you to know, I love this place. This is my family. You are my family. I love you all very much, and I hope I show that to you every day. And if I don't, I'm sorry about that. You probably got me on a bad day, but I try to show it to you every day because, and I know I speak for our entire team, we love being here. We love helping you all out, trying to make this the best retirement community in the country. And that has not gone away. I still have that as my goal. And we've got a lot of people here that are making that all happen. So thank you so much for this roast, and it's time to eat, because I don't know, my stomach's growling. I'm sure yours is too. But thank you so much.